Hi, I'm Leslie, and I'm here to tell you about the Trojan War. The Trojan War was a legendary war fought between the Mycenaean Greeks and the Trojans, which took place around the mid-1200s BC. A Greek poet named Homer composed a long poem or epic called the Iliad that tells the story of the events of the Trojan War. Homer tells the story about a disagreement between three mythical Greek goddesses that is said to be the cause of the Trojan War that lasted 10 years. The Greek god Zeus invited all of the gods and goddesses to a wedding celebration, all except for the goddess of strife, Eris. During the feast, Eris showed up and was turned away. Angered, she threw a golden apple on the table and inscribed with the words, "For the fairest." This caused an argument between the three goddesses, Hera, Aphrodite, and Athena, because each thought they were the prettiest. Tired of their arguing, Zeus sent them to Paris, the handsome shepherd prince of Troy, so he could decide who would get the apple. Each goddess offered a bribe. Hera, a happy home, Athena, glory and wisdom, and lastly, Aphrodite offered the most beautiful woman in the world named Helen. Paris ended up giving the goddess of love, Aphrodite, the apple. Paris goes to Greece and meets the beautiful Helen and instantly falls in love with her. But Helen is already married to Menelaus, the king of Greece. With the goddess Aphrodite's help, Helen goes to Troy with Paris. When Menelaus discovers Helen has left with Paris, he becomes furious. He and his army sail after them. When the Greeks arrive at Troy, they realize that the city walls are too strong for them to break through. The Greeks then decide to camp outside the city walls and fight the Trojans for Helen. After many years of fighting, the Mycenaean Greeks still hadn't defeated the Trojans. A clever Greek soldier named Odysseus comes up with a plan to trick and defeat the Trojans. His plan was to build a large wooden horse big enough for the best Greek soldiers to hide in. This wooden horse becomes known in history as the Trojan horse. A soldier named Sinon is chosen to stay behind to trick the Trojans into moving the horse inside the gates of Troy. The Greeks pretend to sail away on their ships. Sinon is tied up with ropes to look like he was left behind. He tells the Trojans that the horse was built as a gift to the goddess Athena. The Trojans think it is a victory prize and peace offering, so they roll the Trojan horse with the Greek soldiers hidden inside back to Troy. The Trojans celebrate their victory with the Trojan horse sitting in the city streets. After all of their celebrating, the Trojans fall asleep. Little did they know that the Greek ships had sailed back. The soldiers inside of the horse sneak out and let the other Greeks into the city. They overtake Troy and burn it to the ground. Helen is returned to her husband Menelaus, the Trojan army is destroyed, and the rest of the people are enslaved. The Trojan horse that was seen as a symbol of victory turned out to be the end of Troy.